Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
With title hopes on the line, it's time for more UPSL Georgia Premier Division action. It's Dalton United FC versus SSL FC, and it's next on the SMG TV. Hello, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Dalton Stadium here in Dalton, Georgia for this UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division action. Dalton United FC taking on SSL FC. Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar as we bring you all the coverage here for the UPSL Georgia Conference and week 12 of 13 in the spring season, and we are down to the nitty-gritty. We are not going to mince about. Let's get right to it. And Dre, there is a massive amount on the line today. We look at the leaderboard as it stands right now. Potros FC on top with 26 points. Dalton United with a win today can be just 1 point behind Potros with one game to go.
Definitely a must-win for Dalton United to stay within reach of Potros as well as Kalanji Pro Profile in their quest for another division title. We had the fading of UMA and Georgia Revolution in recent weeks, so it's down to a three-horse race, and now this game is so critical to what's going to happen at the end of the season next weekend.
You look at all those teams on the board. Potros FC currently in that top spot. When we talk about the playoffs, top spot will get a bye the first week. Kalanji Pro Profile, Dalton United, like Andre said. Atlanta United Academy, they've slipped down a little bit, sitting in fourth spot. UMA FC in fifth. Georgia Revolution in sixth. And currently FC Birmingham holding that last playoff spot in seventh place. Georgia Athletic SC, they're currently underway over at Bay Creek. We'll see what happens in that match. That could have a possibility for them to move up in the rank with FC Birmingham falling to this Dalton United squad. So we'll see where that goes. Legends FC, SSL, and Atlanta City, they're in those safe zones. FC Atlanta and North Georgia United in the relegation zones. It is determined that North Georgia United, as of right now, they are going to be relegated to Division I for the fall season.
Yeah, there's so much now being played for at all regions of this table with the division title at stake, playoff places at stake, and of course there's still another team that's going to go down in the relegation. So everybody has something to play for, and every point, every goal, everything is critical now.
And we'll step aside for the opening ceremonies here at Dalton Stadium. Just about to get ready here at Dalton Stadium. We look at the scoreboard for this weekend. Wednesday, Atlanta United falling to Kalanchi Pro Profile. They were able to get a draw yesterday against Potros. That's a big result, Dre. FC Birmingham falling to Dalton United 4-0. SSL winning over UMA last night over at Shiloh Stadium. North Georgia United falling to Kalanchi Pro Profile. They started up in that match and then fell to Kalanchi. And then a rarity that we've seen, and we were talking about it in pregame, Dre, 0-0, Atlanta City and FC Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen no score for any of the games this season. And just a little correction there. With Kalanchi Pro Profile won that game 4-0, actually, at Atlanta United, which was a big, big result for them.
That is right.
Yeah, and it really has sprung them into the title race now, both with Potros and Dalton United here. So it's a lot of eyes on this match. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the Kalanchi match for next week. So everything boils down to what happens today and what happens next weekend.
And then today we have our match here, Dalton United SSL at 4 o'clock. Georgia Athletic SC was taking on Georgia Revolution. Hopefully we'll get a result for that. You'll be able to watch that match on demand on ASMG TV. And then it gets crazy starting next week. We have Thursday, North Georgia United taking on Georgia Revolution. Then Saturday, Legends FC, FC Birmingham, Atlanta United Academy, FC Atlanta, Kalanchi Pro Profile, SSL, Georgia Revolution, Potros, and Dalton United taking on North Georgia United, the Dalton Derby. And then we end on Sunday with Atlanta City and SSL and UMA taking on Georgia Athletic. That will wrap up this spring season, and then we will start to get ready for the playoffs as we are underway here at Dalton Stadium. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for coming along with us here on ASMG TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as that helps the algorithm so that you can watch everything that you want to see part of the UPSL.
Of course, Larry, I think one of the things I'm going to watch is what I always say when I see these types of games. How will both teams approach the first few minutes of this match? Will they sit back? Will they try to press hard or go on the attack?
Dalton, a team that is not normed to lay back and let things take their time. They like to dictate pace.
SSL's, they've struggled this season, but they're always dangerous because they have a very, very quick and skillful attack, particularly off the wings. So it'll be interesting to see how Dalton counters that in a defensive matter. But Dalton always strong, like you say, in the possession, as we see they go down this left side.
Saldana sent it over to Ishizuki, trying to work that side. He's able to get into the box, but cleared away there by number 17, Brokop. Able to get it forward. SSL in these new bright yellow kits. Like to see that moving from right to left. Dalton United in their traditional white and red kits moving from left to right.
Yeah, I think already you see, Larry, that Dalton's doing what they normally do. They're going to control possession. Short passes is their trademark.
Well, like they did last week with FC Atlanta, where they just the back three between Bittencourt and Rodriguez and Villatoro, they held the possession for almost all of the first half for Dalton United. Here comes a chance from SSL. Cut off there by number 5, Bittencourt, who we were just speaking of. Up to Costa. He makes the turn through center circle, around the defender, able to get it over to Ishizuki. This is good movement from Dalton early in the match. Lost possession. Ochoa looking for somewhere to go. He elects to come over to Tovar. Tovar's looking to go long, but he decides to opt off on that. Go back to Gapai. who goes forward. Lost possession there. Just a bad pass in the midfield. Villatoro slided across, shot, just saved by Ahmed. What a great save there by the keeper.
Critical save there by Ahmed. But again, like you said earlier, very good approach play from Dalton. They look very hungry and willing to get that attack going. So they're really taking it to SSL.
You see here, a mistake in the midfield led to this attack. And a great save by the keeper. Getting ready for this corner.
Here's an opportunity for Dalton.
Here comes the in-swinger. Headed down. Ahmed saved again off the line. Another great save by the keeper. Already he's making his money's worth in the first 4 minutes. Goes all the way back to Mendez. And he comes over here to Villatoro. Like I said, Villatoro, Rodriguez, and Bittencourt, they just controlled the ball last week against FC Atlanta.
Looks like they're picking up where they left off from last week, too. They're very confident on the ball, comfortable. And right now, SSL is going to be a little bit on the back foot.
Here comes Villatoro. He holds it back. Comes back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to go over to Bittencourt. Saldana holds it for just a moment. Give it to Mendez. This is the Dalton style. Very slow and methodical out of the back. Coach Kiko has done a great job with this squad. Mistake there, but they're still able to hold possession. Perry has it. He gives it back to Rodriguez. Able to get it forward to Hoitanda, who lifts it over to Ishizuki. Tries to one-time it to Costa, but he's offside. Yeah, definitely he was offside. I saw it from here and there.
Yeah, he got a little deep, a little too fast there.
Good call by the AR. That was Kenneth that has possession, but can't get it past Ishizuki. It's going to go out. It'll be a throw for SSL in the third of Dalton. That's one thing that Dalton has over most teams, Dre, is this ability of the long throw in. It's almost like a corner. Teams are trying to get their own version, but Dalton, they lead the way as the ones that really implemented it to success here in the Georgia Conference. Got it up there to Kenneth, but he goes right into Mendez's arms.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one thing to watch from the SSL point of view, how quick they are, especially on the counterattack. And that's something Dalton's going to have to be wary of, although they're going to probably have the lion's share of possession. SSL can hit really, really quickly on that counterattack, especially down the wings, like I said before. And
SSL had to basically revamp their squad as a lot of players moved on. So they've really had to kind of reposition themselves. They're somewhere where they're not used to being. They're lower in the table. They're used to being up there in the top 3, top 4.
Yeah, that's why that win against UMA was so critical for them. It climbed them out of the relegation zone.
Good ball. And that one gets knocked out. Be another corner.
And we're getting word now that Georgia Athletic did defeat Georgia Revolution 1-0 in the game earlier today.
That's a massive result for Georgia Athletic, as there's playoff hopes are on the line.
So many things to play for up and down the table.
Be another in-swinger. Actually, this one's going to be low, sliding through, just not able to get past the defense.
Oh.
Costa somehow gets a hold of it. Deflected by Tovar. And SSL get out of a jam.
Look at those white shirts just collapse so quickly on the ball.
Conte trying to hold down and forcing Dalton to go all the way back to Mendez. Bittencourt with possession, going up to Perry. He toe pokes it forward to Brown. And he comes over here to Quintero. Quintero, he tries to play it out, but that one's too slow and deflected off. It'll be a throw for SSL. We talk about this SSL team. Let's talk about this lineup. You can see here a lot of changes in this SSL match. Look for number 11, Mauricio Ochoa. He's one of those names in that midfield that's been there for a while. And also number 10, Chick Som, at one time was fighting for the Golden Boot race, but right now that is all in Giancarlo Bustamante's locker room, as he has 10 goals so far. That one's sent forward. Bittencourt looks like he'll get there. Deflected off of Som, still able to keep it in. Som lifts it forward. Knocked down was Mendez, but it is going to be called a corner. That one's interesting because you could see Mendez was going for the ball, Dre, and he just got kind of hip checked down to the ground.
Yeah, it was quite the battle for the ball there. As you see, it comes over the top there, and then there's a player that goes down. You do wonder sometimes that whistle goes off in a situation like that. Could be a game changer, but it is going to be a corner.
This will be an outswinger. Coming in, headed away, but still in control. Shot deflected.
That was a hot shot coming through.
And that'll be a throw for SSL. So many implications on the line right now.
And this is an illustration here at SSL being threatening here in attack, how quickly things can go. Dalton have been dominating this early part of the first half, but SSL threatening now.
That one bouncing up. It'll be a goal kick for Dalton United here at Dalton Stadium. 11 minutes we have entered. Still 0-0 between these two teams.
And I'm getting a feeling, Larry, that, you know, as the rhythm of this game and how well they're both kind of getting forward from time to time, Dalton doing a little bit better job, we're not going to end this game without a goal here in short order. I'm willing to bet.
I would think that over-under would be pretty substantial if you said there'd be no goals in this match. Brown, he tries to take a shot, and that one just a little too much on it. That one will go out for a goal kick for SSL.
And judging from the crowd, pretty decent crowd gathering here. We have a very boisterous contingent from SSL that traveled up here to Dalton.
Yeah, as we stand right now, Potros with 26 points, Dalton United with 22, with a game in hand. This game here. So they could end this. They could end it 26-25 if they were to come out with and that was another offsides. Kalanji Pro Profile also has 2 games in hand, and they're at 21 points. So they can get a maximum of 27.
3-horse race.
So it would. Kalanji needs a lot of help from Potros and Dalton to be able to say that they are regular season champs once again. It's been some time since they were regular season champs. You know, Kalanji Pro Profile dominated the UPSL Georgia Conference in the 22 seasons. They were the champs in the spring and the fall of 22. Took spring off of 23, and when they came back in the fall of 23, they were not caught up with everybody else.
That's the thing. I think that when they were dominating the they had the most experience. They had a lot of former professional players, whereas the other teams had mostly amateurs. But as time has come on, Atlanta United have joined in, Georgia Revolution now, Dalton United. A lot of high-caliber teams have joined in, and now Kalonji finds a little bit more challenge. Plus, you know, as we've talked about on the Center Circle podcast, they're also involved in other competitions like MLS Next and other tournament and travel games that they do. So that affects their play in the UPSL.
Perry has it. He's looking to go long to Quintero. He's able to receive it on the wing. Trying to work around Tovar. Has to lay up. Gives it to Hoitonda. He goes over to Perry. Perry's trying to get it to Ishizuki. Unfortunately, just a little too much. Ishizuki is called offsides. So SSL doing really good with the offside trap here in the first 14 minutes of this match.
One thing I'm noticing, though, Larry, is Dalton's attacks are sustained. They're very well organized, and they're getting the ball back fairly easy, as they have just now. And so you give them enough time on that ball, it's going to be very, very dangerous for SSL to hold out.
Villatoro. Brown has it. Saldana. Costa is accosted by Ochoa, and he gets the foul.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. Dalton get us back underway very quickly. Quintero. Hoitonda trying to get to Brown. He's able to do so. Brown trying to work around the defender. Great work there by Gapai.
Yeah, he tried to switch over to his strong foot. And the referee's going to ask for him to take that kick over. So.
Talk about the referee. Let's give him a quick shout out. Daniel Benson, our center referee. Gunwin Park, AR1, AR2's Will Herndon. And the fourth official is Silvio Carranza. We thank our referees for everything they do for us. Daniel Benson being the Manchester Englishman.
Yeah, you said it right the first time.
He is a Manchester United fan, don't get me wrong. We had an opportunity to actually lift a trophy this season, so Manchester United has gotten something out of this horrible season.
Yeah, shockwave's still going around about that one.
That's a nasty, nasty challenge there by the SSL man. I think that's Sam that was called for the foul. We'll take a look at it again and see what we think, but I'm pretty sure that's a warranted foul from the behind.
He's pleading his innocence.
You see, as this ball is played over to him, he kind of steps through. Yeah, that's a foul to me, Dre.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe there was no intent from him, but definitely a foul.
You got 3 men over the ball. I would expect Hoitonda is probably going to be the taker, but stranger things have happened. Costa is the one that takes it, and he pulls it wide, but it will be deflected, and it will be a corner.
Again, we see the sustained pressure that Dalton's putting on SSL, and that's the thing. You know, you get them enough time on that ball, and things happen for Dalton United. I'm sure FC Birmingham ran into that yesterday. And again, need we forget that both of these teams played yesterday?
Yes, that was one of the things I was going to allude to is, you know, how hard is it going to be for these players to have just played less than 24 hours ago to be able to go cleared away for another 90 minutes without having, you know, massive cramping and muscle fatigue. And that'll be a throw for Dalton United as that ball went out. You know, generally speaking, Dre, it's recommended for a player to have a minimum of 48 hours of recovery time between matches.
Yeah, that's why I want to see what happens as we get in the later stages. And also, what's going to be a factor is what is the score going to be, because both these teams are going to be wanting to get maximum points.
Yeah. Well, and this is something that happens from time to time through the seasons, and this is when it gets difficult, when you have that end of season deadline and you have games in hand, either due to scheduling conflicts or just to issues with weather, and you have to make up so many matches so quickly. Here's an opportunity for SSL. Shot into the box, grabbed by Mendez. That's great work there by Chile, number 15.
Yeah, good individual effort down this left side. Got that cross in a little too close to the goalkeeper, but good sign from SSL. Again, that quickness that they show, and especially down these wings, is something that they're going to have to be careful of, Dalton United.
Kapai taken off of his feet there, and a foul is going to be called.
SSL player down.
Yeah, that was Kapai, number 4, who took a hit too as he was trying to clear that ball, just kind of taken off of his feet. He looks like he's okay. Just more of kind of taking the wind out of him as he hit the deck on this artificial turf.
Change out balls.
He'll
here.
change a ball here.
And in that earlier game, it was Nazario Mbamio who made the goal for Georgia Athletic in that 1-0 win for them.
Mbamio being so critical for that Georgia Athletic team, Dre, as he, prior to being with Georgia Athletic, was with Atlanta Rovers.
Prolific scorer, a very key element, target man for whoever he plays with.
Over here to Tovar, loses it to Quintero. It rolls, just able to keep it inside was Chile, and he gets a foul off of Quintero. This has been a very, very entertaining match here so far in the first 20 minutes. Still 0-0 between SSL FC and Dalton United FC here in the UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division. Larry Weaver and Andre Bomar bringing you all the action here at Dalton Stadium.
Yeah, I think even the stadium clock has been distracted by the game and stopped moving.
That's interesting. Well, we have it on here, and let's see if we can ask the editor of the clock to see if they can get that fixed.
Yeah,
even
viewers,
it's had a day.
Yeah. Good for our viewers on YouTube. They don't have to suffer under that, but got to help the people in the stadium.
He finally got it. Good job there.
There you go. There you go.
We had a little bit of rain earlier this morning, early afternoon. We have absolutely perfect skies right now. Temperature 78 degrees, about an 8-mile-an-hour wind, but you really could barely, you can see it in the trees, but on the field it's almost obsolete.
It's a beautiful day for football.
Indeed. We talked about the SSL lineup. Talk about this Dalton United lineup. This is made up of some really, really solid players here in this Dalton region. Villatoro, Bittencourt, Rodriguez, so critical on that back line. Hoitanda with just some beautiful goals throughout last season and early in this season. With these new additions of Costa and Brown up there on that top line for Hoitanda, it's really freed him up in that midfield.
And these guys have played together for years. And that cohesion is what you see in a game like this.
Low ball cleared away. Hoitanda apologizes for that chance that he did there. And that's one of the things that's been kind of the running theme of this spring season for a lot of teams in this division, Dre, has been just a restructuring. A lot of teams with new players, not players that are moving from one team to another, traditional new players to the system.
Yeah, you've seen it up and down the division this season, and there's been an improvement in overall quality throughout. And even with, I know that North Georgia United have been relegated, but they have a lot of talent out there. They've had some very, very close games. It just hasn't worked out for them, and sometimes that's the way football rolls for you.
And it's something that, we've talked to Jonathan Torres from North Georgia United about the situation, and he has a plan, and he's kept it close to the vest so far. And I think that it'll be good for them to kind of reset down in Division I and then get back up into the Premier Division for next spring.
And it has been good to see them that, the morale of the players remains high there. I think that's down to Coach Torres and what his plans are for the team and the leadership he provides there. I think they have a longer range view. They understand what's happened this season and want to do something about it in subsequent seasons.
Brown lost where that ball was, allowed Tovar to deflect it off of Quintero for a throw for SSL. Some of the other teams, you've seen the restructuring. We've watched and covered many of the Legends FC games where Coach Wozniak has really had to make a change to his squad. Same with Coach Andrew down there at UMAFC.
And what a critical win for Legends this past week at 1-0 victory at FC Atlanta. Again, a lot of teams getting clutch wins at clutch times now. Here we go, SSL.
Here's Chiksam on the side, but he goes down. I think that one could be held up to not able to be at full speed because of that match yesterday, Dre. You can see he's feeling it, and it's already here in the 25th minute.
Yeah, you do wonder, like I said earlier, what's going to happen later in the match, especially as the stakes are raised, depending on what happens score-wise with both of these teams. SSL is dependent on that quickness and pace. As you see there, closing down, pressing really, really high there.
Saldana giving it to Quintero. SSL really putting the pressure on Dalton now, and there's going to be a foul by Quintero, by Hoitanda. We'll see if he's just going to get a talking to or if he's going to earn a little bit of plastic for his troubles.
Yeah, I think the time of this match might save him a little bit. Looks like, he's going to get a talking to right now.
Just take a look at what happened here. Good step by SSL to win possession, and he just kind of clips his ankles. I think if it would have been a little bit more of an egregious tackle, Dre, that would probably have warranted the card. But since it was just a light tap.
Yeah, I think that's in the category of clumsy and not intentional.
Back underway, lifted into the box, headed away. But SSL regain for just a second. And we go back and forth. Brown now, he's trying to make around the defender. He lays it off. But Ishizuki could not control it. I'm sorry, that was Hoitanda. I even second-guessed myself there.
Hey, it's a pacey game and a lot of movement. Can lose track easily.
Kapai gives it over to Brokop. They lose possession, and it's knocked out. Be a throw for Dalton. Another team we talk about that's gone through a lot of changes this season, Dre, that's got to be FC Birmingham, with Coach Gregol coming in for Coach Goldfarb.
Yeah, you said that earlier in the season that, the culture there has changed since Goldfarb has moved on. And there is that adjustment period that's happening for them. But they've been running hot and cold. Yesterday was cold against Dalton United. But they've had some good results as well. including a victory over Atlanta United during the season. So another team to watch.
And they're a team that, and there's a nasty little challenge there by number 13 for SSL.
Say very vocal SSL fans in the stands here. Good attendance from them. Good traveling support they have here today.
Number 13 is Balder. Dauda Balder. I don't expect we will get a hydration break, even though it's a low 80s.
It's really comfortable, though.
It's a
not
comfortable,
really humid.
comfortable day. With the rain passing through, the humidity is down. But this will be a free kick for Dalton United. About 48 yards out. Hoitanda lifts it forward. Headed away by Gapai to Sam. He's trying to make the turn around Hoitanda. Lays it off. Conte is able to clear it for just a second. It's in center circle. Dalton United. Perry. Nice little flick over to Saldana, who's trying to give it to Brown. Brown's able to keep it in. Goes back to Quintero. Quintero cannot get past Ochoa. Balder. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Chile. Sam trying to get there, but Bittencourt just able to get in touch of it.
Well timed, Bittencourt.
This defensive line of Dalton United, so experienced.
They're doing very well anticipating SSL, which is very important because, like I said, of that speed, you can easily get behind them. But so far, they've been equal to the task.
Perry goes to Costa. Costa taken down
Fairly.
by Conte. Balder holds off Villatoro. Sam, he's got to go back to the back line. They'll reset, go to Ochoa. Tovar now. He's looking to go long, but that one's just going to go right into the grasp of Mendez.
A bit of frustration, I think, there. They had good possession there, but and to only end it with that lottery of a long ball wasn't really necessary at that moment, I
Just
think.
kind of forced it there.
Yeah.
Quintero. Villatoro. Saldana. Costa now. Not able to get it to Brown. SSL will take possession. Sam isn't able to control it around Saldana. So it'll be Dalton's time on the ball. Perry. Villatoro. Perry. Trying to work down that line to Hoitanda. But Brokop trying to hold it off as long as he could. It's going to work its way out for a corner.
Yeah, that pressure is paying off for Dalton right now.
This will be an outswinger for Dalton United. Headed away by SSL. Sam, he's able to poke it, but he's not able to get it into Balder's possession.
Yeah, Balder was well covered.
Well, I should say that was Chile.
Oh, that was Chile.
That was Chile, excuse me.
Yeah, he had two marking him. Oh,
Costa.
nice tap.
Deflected.
Still alive. Oh.
Tovar with a great interception there for SSL. He's on the march down this near line. Saldana just muscles him off the ball. And Dalton takes it quickly. And he knocks it out. It'll be a throw for SSL. Yeah, Chile and Balder keep swapping sides, and they keep distracting. You know, I keep losing which one is where. They have, because this SSL squad is a sister club of Kalanji Pro Profile, they play that same way, and it's almost like what they do with Anthony Sumo there over at Kalanji Pro Profile, where they allow those front wingers to play on both sides of the pitch and just kind of float where they want to go.
Yeah, they have that roving type of position, and because they've been playing together so well, everybody knows what's going on without having to really speak up. A little too much.
Mendez easily grabs that, gives it to Ishizuki. He just goes back to Bittencourt. Bittencourt being closed down hard by Balder, and he is taken down. It'll be a foul, and I think that's his last warning there. You could see Daniel Benson, the center official, counting out the times of the fouls and saying enough.
Yeah, the next one's going to be plastic.
We're here in the 34th minute. Could we see plastic before we make it to halftime?
Tell you what, this game is just zipping right along here.
Dalton's chances for a title, yet another title, slipping through their grasp unless they can get on the board and a win against this SSL squad. Here's an opportunity. Costa tried to pass it, not able to get it through.
He should have taken a shot. Oh, nicely done.
Good work by the SSL man, number 2.
It's going to be a foul.
Foul there on Dalton. I do not. Oh, Jallo is number 2. Mamadou Jallo. Mamadou Jallo. So good work here in the 35 minutes that have transpired between Dalton United FC and SSL FC. So far, it is 0-0. Top 7 teams after next week, they move on to the playoffs. Bottom 2 teams, they will be relegated to Division 1. It will get really interesting down in Division 1 as we have 2 different brackets of teams down in Division 1 since we have so many teams. 18 teams, Dre?
That's correct, 18 teams, and there's going to be a playoff to determine the automatic promotion spot, and then the second one's going to be a promotion playoff.
Some really good teams to be keeping your eye on. Teams like Fountain City.
Boy,
Newly
Fountain
entered
City.
team coming in from Columbus, Georgia.
Very dominated. Very dominating fashion this season, Fountain City. And I think there's a little bit of an injury there. He kicked it out himself, but
Tovar just kind of, this is what we talked about. You see he's holding on to his hamstring, and this is what we discussed about these players playing just less than 24 hours ago, and Tovar is walking over to the sideline. It looks like he's not going to make it for the rest of this match and is going to have to be subbed here in the 37th minute.
it's unfortunate timing, but like you said, these guys have stretched to the limit physically late in the season, and then, of course, playing their second game in literally less than 24 hours. And a vital game, so there's going to be a lot of physical effort that's expended here.
And Tovar coming off, being a little bit of a handshake from the team as you see his replacement coming on.
A little sportsmanship. Going to give it back over to SSL.
And it's going to be number 20 who's come on for him, and that is by our sheet
Oh, poor pass there to give it away to Dalton.
Dalton working in through. Toby Costa is number 20 who came on for SSL. He is a striker on the top, so it's going to be a change in formation for SSL. Here comes Saldana, a deflection, able to get there, the SSL man.
I would have thought Saldana would have turned and shot there, but he tried to get it across.
Trying to get it to Sam. Sam just cannot get a toe on it. It was a good idea.
Inches away from poking that through.
Rodriguez and Villatoro. Perry. Dalton. They started out the day in that very methodical work out of the back, but SSL's pressure has caused them to have to move the ball up the pitch quicker than they're normally used to doing. You see right there, challenge on both players of Dalton, and they win it. Chile somehow makes it to Sam. He's on, sliding it over, got it to Costa, gives it back to Sam. Oh, Chile with a little flick. But Costa could not get there. Ochoa wins it. Oh, a foul committed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That
was a good
That was a tight call there by center official Benson.
Yeah, good little piece of action there from SSL.
It got fast and furious there. Coach Tumasi has got this SSL squad really ready to go here. These first 40 minutes, they have not let up at all. Here's a chance for Brown. He lays it off to Hoitonda. Good step by Kapai. This SSL fan group is very vocal here in Dalton Stadium.
It almost feels like an SSL home game here.
Yeah, I feel like we're at Shiloh Stadium. Chile, he tried to give it to Jello, and Jello tried to return the favor, but just not able to get it right. Costa, he receives it. Pushed all the way over to the edge of the box, trying to come back through. Oh. Cleared out by SSL. Just a perfect deflection. He somehow makes it around. Costa trying to give it to him, but he doesn't have the speed like he normally does today.
He pulled up. Yeah, he pulled up. I don't think he's 100% right now. He was giving that through ball, and normally you would expect him to just run through it.
Oh, there's a little bit of a challenge, and there is going to be a yellow card, and it is issued here in the 42nd minute.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of reckless play there as he came in kind of out of control.
Let's see if we can see it on the replay as he's running through and just clips him as he comes through.
Yeah. Referee Daniel Benson is not going to allow that type of thing in games he's officiating.
And I think it was Costa who received it, the newly entered number 20.
A little
bit
tete-a-tete there from the
yeah, Gapai not happy with the decision by center official Benson.
Yeah, his teammate had to pull him away. You know, you don't want to talk yourself into a red card.
Indeed. I don't see a captain's band for SSL, so I don't know who has the captaincy today. Chile called for the foul.
Dangerous position here.
starting to get physical. You see Quintero and Chile. Quintero just taking off his feet.
Yeah, uses his body heavily there, but unfairly. Two-man wall for SSL. Lots of white shirts forward.
Hoitanda tried to get it on that corner, that near post.
A little mix-up there between the defender and the goalkeeper.
Jallo just able to hold off Perry. Toe pokes it out.
I think he thought the ball was out because he stopped playing for a second.
Well, it's really confusing with that red line and the black line. It is the black line that is the out of bounds here. It's these multi-purpose fields that get confusing at times.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Most of the fields are going to be that way at this level.
There are only a handful of soccer-specific stadiums at this level, one of those being Silverbacks Park.
Yep, MOBA, and of course
MOBA Stadium.
Atlanta United Children's Health Care Center. I believe those are the three soccer-specific grounds in our division.
The three main ones.
Yep.
And like we talked about, week one of the playoffs that will happen in 2 weeks, first place will get a first week bye. That first week will be played at home of those teams, 2, 3, and 4, and then it moves to neutral ground. Now, neutral ground is yet to be determined.
That's true. They're considering either Silverbacks Park or MOBA down in Peachtree City now.
That little foul there, you would think, I'm sure SSL is saying, where's our card, since they received one.
All incidents are handled individually.
Here's an opportunity for SSL. Working through the gears, got to the top of the box, shot just over the bar.
Pass was a little bit behind him, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he had to kind of swing at it as it was behind him. You take a look at the replay.
Yeah, to stop and try to get back, put it foot back, but maybe he could have settled it because he had a little bit of space.
45 minutes have passed.
Easy for me to say up here in the press box, I'm sure.
Indeed. We can say it.
We play perfect soccer in this press box.
Okay. And that is indeed halftime here at Dalton Stadium. We end the first half 0-0 between SSL FC and Dalton United FC.
Yeah, not very much stoppage time needed there.
No, and really it's been a decently contested match between both sides. We're pretty much almost even on all the numbers. And like we said, we talk about the fixtures for this week. Been a lot of matches, like we said last night. SSL winning against UMA, FC Birmingham, and Dalton United. That's the one thing to note. Dalton United had to travel all the way to Birmingham yesterday and get that win.
Yeah.
Now they're back up here at Dalton. SSL was at home and only had to travel the 2 hours up here to Dalton to play today. So you've got that added a little bit of travel time on Dalton's legs. We'll see if that is a factor as this game goes on. Like you said earlier, 1-0 win for Georgia Athletic SC and Georgia Revolution losing yet again. And Dalton United FC and SSL currently sitting on this 0-0. And that will take us through these first 45. We will step away, and we'll be back for the second half here at Dalton Stadium. 0-0 SSL FC, Dalton United FC. Don't go away, everybody. We'll be back in a few moments.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer. Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer. Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans, so they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures!
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer.
Welcome back to Dalton Stadium for this UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division action. It's Dalton United FC taking on SSL FC Soccer Saves Lives. 0-0 for the first 45. Larry Weaver and Andre Bomar bringing you all the coverage of today's matchup. Decent first 45, Dre.
Yeah,
really stand up between both squads.
Yeah, I think it's been very evenly matched, although Dalton has had more of the chances, more of the possession. But I think SSL is going to be happier in the sense that it's still 0-0, and that's a better result for them than Dalton. Dalton has to win this game to have any hopes of, capturing another division title for the regular season.
Yeah, we talked about it in that first 45. Talk about it again. Potros FC with 26 points. Dalton United, they have this game in hand until going into next week. So if they can get these 3 points, they would be right behind them, 26-25, and have that opportunity. Kalanji Pro Profile, they also have a game in hand, so they have an opportunity to kind of come out. So it's a 3-horse race for the title. Pay a few bills. Thanks to our sponsor, Images Frozen in Time. Are you looking for coverage of your sporting event, your wedding, or an expo? Look no farther than Images Frozen in Time. Also thank Ballistic Sportswear. Are you a team that needs a kit for match day? Need some training gear, maybe need some polos like the ones that we wear here at ASMG? Look no farther than ballisticsportswear.com.
Yeah,
Daniel Benson just about get us ready for the second half.
Be interesting to see how this half is going to roll out. We got 45 minutes. Dalton have a lot of pressure on themselves.
Dalton is going to be getting us underway here this second 45. They are in their white and red kits, traditional, with SSL wearing a new bright yellow top with black shorts. Costa is on the ball, ready to get us back underway, and indeed he does. Second 45 here at Dalton Stadium. Can somebody find a goal to get on the front foot here at Dalton Stadium? We'll find out.
Yeah,
SSL starting slow.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact point I was going to make. SSL uncharacteristically kind of playing a little bit slow. They were a quick fire team normally, hitting teams on the break. So it's more of a Dalton United to be methodical with the passing.
Bittencourt able to work that line to Ishizuka, excuse me.
Good effort, though, there, Larry.
Hey, I try.
Better than I could do.
Some of these names are hard for this simple linguist.
I tell you what, those who have listened to me do commentary know that I have trouble with names.
I don't have the flair of the tongue like Danny Cutula to rattle these names off.
Danny, a real pro, working with ASMG from time to time.
And the likes of Jason Longshore and
Jared Smith.
John Reno and Jared Smith, all these guys helping us out here at ASMG.
Yeah, one of the other things while we got a little bit of a break here, we do have the Regional Cup returning to the Georgia Conference this summer. And that will include teams from both Premier and Division I playing for a $5,000 prize and bragging rights.
We've had the Regional Cup several seasons back. UPSL Georgia Conference can say that they were the originators of the UPSL Regional Cup.
Yep, definitely one of the first conferences to get involved with it. It's a great opportunity, too, for some of the fringe players to get their talent on display in front of coaches.
Well, it's almost like it's like a preseason tournament to where you can really get your squad set. And we've seen in seasons past here with SSL getting ready for this free kick into the box, headed away by Rodriguez. But we've seen in seasons past, you look at a team like Atlanta Rovers who just took away here's a shot and it's out for a goal kick, really were stellar in the Regional Cup, and they came into the regular season in mid-season form and just kind of ran away with the regular season for the first half of the season. And then, of course, injuries and other things happened for them in those seasons. But you see what can work for a team to get into form in that Regional Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good way to get the players up to match fitness quicker. But it's also an opportunity to play for honors, and it's a growing competition that could turn into, dare I say, a League Cup here in the Georgia Conference. It's always a goal to make it more meaningful as SSL try to move it down that middle.
Dalton United taking their time, trying to lift it to Brown, but that one's going to be out of his reach. We'll see what can happen in the second 45, like we've alluded to throughout the first half of this match. Both of these teams playing yesterday. Dalton United having to travel all the way to Lawson Stadium down in Birmingham, Alabama. They had a successful outing down there, winning 4-0 over FC Birmingham. SSL being able to win at home over UMA 2-1. So legs are very fragile here in this match. SSL trying to lift it into the box, but just not able to get that correct. Hoitonda again trying to give it to Brown. And you can see he's just kind of struggling to get through the gears.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit more of that struggling as the match goes on, maybe from both sides.
And both sides do not have a very deep bench. And you figure that that's also probably from the use of yesterday.
That's a tough thing when you have to reschedule matches like this. There's very few opportunities to reschedule in a comfortable way because every weekend is generally taken up. So it's usually either going to be a midweek or back-to-back game like we have this weekend.
And that's what we've seen. That's generally what we see here over the course of the last few weeks, where you have these mid-week matches followed by weekend matches. And like we were saying, generally speaking, you want to give a player 48 hours to recover. So playing on Wednesday or Thursday is okay if you're going to play on Saturday or Sunday, but being able to have to play both Saturday and Sunday, it's quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
Bit of a nutmeg there by Conta to get it through. Able to get it up to Sam, but Villatoro holds him off. Quintero, it was Sam fouled Quintero back there. Or I should say Villatoro, excuse me. Rodriguez, he's going to send it forward, but deflected off of the SSL man. Controlled by Saldana. He's going to go back to Bittencourt. And Rodriguez. Now we get that traditional patient movement from Dalton. Ishizuka. He sends it long to Costa, who's able to control it. Brokop doing a great job defensively for SSL.
Nice work.
And he clears it. Perry. He goes down, but he's not going to get a foul. Sam. Conta. He deflects off of Bittencourt. Now it's starting to get a little hectic there on both sides of the pitch. It'll be a throw, and here comes a substitution for Dalton. 2 men coming on, and indeed Brown is done.
I tell you what, the substitution strategies are going to be very important in the second half.
And Quintero's day is done. Let's see if I can see who all came on for Dalton. I was able to see that number 16, who is Seika, came on. Let's see who else came on.
Tell you what, Dalton
Rodriguez.
is knocking it around pretty good here, but I think as time goes on, it's going to get a little bit more desperate for them if they don't score.
Seika. Villatoro. Saldana. With it again. Seika. Over to Saldana. Hoitanda. Ishizuka. Hoitanda again. Back to Bittencourt. Perry. Deflected, but Perry's got it. Shot taken. Oh, that one just a little too high. And he hits it between the American upright and the goalpost. That was a close one. Take another look at it, Dre.
Good possession from Dalton here. Good approach play. Tried to get that turn in, but just got a little bit under it.
That was really the first opportunity for either side in quite some time.
Tried to put that down, but there the attacker was well offside. Didn't even bother to turn to go for it.
The other substitution that came on for Dalton was number 22, Alejandro. Ochoa, he toe pokes it all the way back to Ahmed. Brokop, Ochoa. Barrow. Loses
That was
foul.
out.
Dalton with possession. Or is it?
Yes, I think
It'll
it
be
went
out. It'll
Yeah.
be out. Excuse me. Ishizuka gets us back underway. Perry and Ishizuka trading it back and forth. Saldana all the way over to Villatoro. He's able to get it to Alejandro, but he's got to go back to Rodriguez. And going back to Bittencourt.
For all their possession, Larry, they haven't really been able to get much in the way of attacking on the goal.
Perry with a chance. Costa let it roll. Shot taken. Deflected.
He's called a
He's
hand,
called a penalty.
and he's going to show a yellow card there. I think he's calling it deliberate.
And he calls Gapai for a yellow card as well.
He didn't hesitate. Daniel Benson did not hesitate when that went through.
Let's take a look at it ourselves and see what we see.
I don't know. It came up so quickly on him. It was almost a reaction from the defender.
It did hit the arm.
Yeah,
it did hit the arm.
And he raised his arm, and that's always a dangerous thing for a defender.
It did hit the arm, so Gapai with a yellow card in the 58th minute.
Correct call.
That's 2 yellows for SSL. Is this what Dalton needs to get on the board and have an opportunity for another regular season trophy?
Just warning the players not to encroach on the penalty area.
And just slotted into the corner is Hoitanda, and the goal for Dalton United. They now are up 1-0 on SSL.
That was almost a a delay in the response from the fans, too. It took a few seconds for them to realize, hey, he scored.
Yeah. He took that almost like slow and methodical.
And I might guess the wrong way. And it's pretty slow roller in there for the lead. So
And that's exactly what Dalton United needed.
critical goal. Like we said earlier, you know, the longer you go,
And this
the
is
more.
And this is really going to test SSL. Right now, they're on the outside looking in. They're sitting in 10th spot. Dalton will stay in the second place if it stays like this, but they will only be 1 point behind Potros FC. Potros FC has one thing and one thing only to do next week, and that's win.
It's in their hands.
Win, and they lift the regular season trophy for the first time. And a club that started as a recreational team took a season off and have come back and are on the verge of lifting a regular season trophy.
It's a club that's come a long way. They took one season off to reorganize, and boy, they come back with a vengeance.
Here comes a shot right into the wall. Pushed off the ball. No foul. SSL looking to use hashtag response time to get back level. Foul committed there by the SSL man. That must have been a substitution.
So you wonder now with that goal, how does it change the match for both teams? Is Dalton going to try to protect that? It doesn't look like, though, on this approach.
And that one's going to go out, be a corner for Dalton, yes. Do you hold back and you play the Jose Mourinho defend, park the bus, or do you attack? You do that Pep Guardiola, you just keep attacking.
Yeah, it looks in the recent actions here, it looks like they're trying to continue that attack. I think they want an insurance goal. Still a lot to play here.
Cleared away by SSL. Dalton still have it, though. Deflected. Cleared. Ishizuka has it. Shot taken. Saved. And that one's in the back of the net for Dalton United. It's 2-0.
Well, I guess that's our answer, Larry. They're not satisfied with just the 1-0.
Villatoro with the goal for Dalton United. Take a look at this build-up of play. Just continue to shot on goal and just couldn't control it. SSL wanting they were wanting a offsides call, not going to get it. And it's now 2-0. And recently I was having a conversation. We were just talking about our good friend Jared Smith. We were talking about how he was having a conversation with Atlanta United's head coach, Gonzalo Pineda Reyes, and they were talking about how Coach Reyes said, do you know how you hold on to a 1-0 lead? You get a 2-0 lead. He's like, you know how you hold on to a 2-0 lead? You make it 3-0.
So
it's like you continue to attack.
It's not rocket science, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pressing.
Oh, Costa, here's an opportunity again, and he lifts it over the bar. Dalton, they smell blood, and they are attacking.
SSL seem like they may be a little bit rattled.
Yeah, they're just a step off all of a sudden. And watch again here. This ball gets to Costa. He's able to be held onside. And he takes the shot, but he's just a step off. Ishizuka tried to get it to Costa. Nutmeg, but they get possession back as Dalton. Hoitanda, the first goal scorer. Brokop. Som receives it. Sike. Brokop. Now SSL get out of a jam. Barrows sends it long, trying to get it to Som. Dalton, though. Now they really feel that they've got something brewing here.
Now, of course, a loss by SSL is not a disaster for them because that win yesterday has really helped them by pulling them out of that relegation zone. So,
but they still also have a game in hand.
Yes.
And they're currently sitting on 10 points. 7th place is 13 points. So they still have an opportunity to be knocking on the door of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
as crazy as it sounds.
It's those games in hand, but it's back-to-back weekends, 2 of them that they have to endure. And that's going to be a factor.
And not only do they have 2 games in hand, but one of those games is going to be the Kalanji Derby. Kalanji Pro Profile and SSL. That's Saturday. And then Sunday they are away to Atlanta City. That game still doesn't show a date. It has a date. It doesn't have a time.
Yeah, that's probably going to be, I've talked to the coaches there. It's probably going to be a 7 o'clock game.
And we have 2 substitutions for Dalton.
Of course, the Kalanji Derby will be on ASMG TV.
Saldana's day is done.
Plenty of running from Saldana.
Let's see who the second man was. Oh, it was Perry, who's coming off here on the near side.
Yep, I missed that substitution as he walked out, like you said, on this near side here. But back to live action.
Foul by Dalton gives SSL a free kick. Brokop sends it in, and just not able to get a touch on it was Som. Out for a goal kick for Dalton United. Dalton with 4 substitutions so far. UPSL does allow up to 7 substitutions per match. But I think that's probably going to be the maximum amount of players that Dalton United have tonight.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, the use of substitutions is going to be very critical. Lots of physical
Foul
play.
there.
That's the kind of football I like to see, a little bit of contact.
Number 17, Hugo Martinez, came in.
Ooh.
Here's an opportunity that goes for naught.
Little heavy touch there, got it out.
Number 20, Nicholas Kuna, came in. They had 7 listed as a possible substitution.
They might use every single one of those.
It wouldn't surprise me. And here's another push-off foul called on SSL.
Daniel Benson done a really good job of refereeing this match today. It's potentially very emotional for both teams and can easily get out of control if not addressed properly. Ooh, almost got through there.
Still controlled it for at least a second. Seika out there. Probably one of the shortest players in the UPSL Georgia Conference. I think between him and Brasher over at FC Birmingham. That one's bouncing through. Shot taken. Oh, just hits the side netting. Som almost had a goal.
Great opportunity there for SSL. Getting closer, and there's plenty of time still for them to get back into this match.
Let's see here, as it bounces off 2 players, and it just doesn't make its way through. Ishizuka now live, moving it forward, not able to keep that in is Kuna, and it's going to go out. It'll be a throw for SSL. Brokop is going to get us back underway. So far, Coach Tumasi and the SSL squad, I think they're very, very limited on substitutions because I'm not seeing any movement on the bench at all.
They do have a number of substitutions listed as available, but yeah,
I think they've utilized everything they had, as they only had, well, they had 7 listed.
I didn't think they had done 7.
They have 7 listed, but
no one's warming up. I don't know if they're satisfied with what they're doing right now with the personnel on the field. We'll find out.
Indeed. SSL fans are cheering them on.
Yeah,
Seke ball in, headed, just not able to get there. That was a great ball in.
Maybe 3 or 4 SSL players had a shot at getting their head or a foot on that one.
Here's a chance. Able to make it through, and there's a push off by Kapai. He's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. He doesn't need another one. His season would be almost done. if he gets another yellow card.
Yeah, with the suspension that's attached to those things, he needs to calm himself down. And like you say, whoever the captain is needs to step in and help with that situation.
Daniel Benson going over to have a conversation with the coach.
Yeah, he needs to be careful too. The coach, he's
And
going to
he
get that
got a
yellow card.
I was expecting that
Yeah.
yellow card issued to the SSL coach.
Yeah, Daniel Benson is not tolerant of that type of mouthing off that goes on. You know, it's something we've discussed before from time to time. You know, you don't like a call, you're going to argue. It's not going to change the call.
Not at all. Into the box. Here's an opportunity, but Mendez is there,
Oh, great play.
and a foul is committed in the box
Got a Dalton player down.
as Villatoro just got bowled over.
It's like a cramp. He's stretching.
And you can see already substitutions lined up ready to go for Dalton. And we'll see when Daniel Benson will allow those substitutions, and he is going to allow it. That'll be the end of Ishizuka's opportunity today, and Hoitanda.
Yeah, both those players have done well today. Congratulated as they leave the
Hoitanda
field.
with the first goal of the day. So that's 6 substitutions for Dalton. Costa's
It's gonna be
offsides.
off,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was definitively offside.
Yeah, several steps beyond when the ball was played to him.
And number 3. Wyndham has come on. Trying to get there, but not able to get around Alejandro, and it's cleared into the stands. It'll be a throw for SSL. Frank Carrera, number 10, is the other substitution that came on. Foul by SSL. They're able to get down there, Dre, but they're just not able to do anything in that final third.
Yeah, I think that's been the problem for them all game long. And they're not doing their typical speed approach, their counter game right now. But I think that has to do more with the way Dalton's playing them. I think SSL is trying to play, but Dalton's just not letting them.
A foul committed there by newly entered Wyndham on Gapai, who has hit the deck a couple times this match. Also received that yellow card and penalty called on him for his arm being out when that shot was taken.
Looks like SSL have settled down from that double barrel scoring from Dalton earlier.
Bittencourt heads it away. Dalton looking to attack yet again. Wyndham gives it to Herrera.
Got a player cramping up in the middle of the field there.
And it was our story through the day. Barrow, number 16, struggling. 76th minute. They're going to struggle for these next 14 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off.
Costa, shot taken. Oh, that one
that go
hit the post, but did not go in. And Ahmed gets it somehow, some way. That ball stayed out of the net. And I think even Ahmed is struggling there. I think he may have even cramped up a little bit as well. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. And we talked about that earlier. It's going to be a factor later on.
You see Daniel Benson coming over to have a talk with him. We'll see it again. And that one just
what a shot.
rattled off of that top bar.
Yeah, came up and out.
Back underway live. Brokop. Balder sends it long. Conte not able to control it. And he's just sent flying by Herrera.
Benson giving a bit of a warning there.
Yeah, Herrera has only been in the match for just a few minutes and is already having a talking to. Brokop is going to get us underway. About 45 yards out. Lifted over to the far side. Gapai. And a penalty, I believe, Daniel Benson is calling.
I think they're after that collision there in the box there.
Gapai could have an opportunity to get one back since he had a penalty called on him. Take a look at the replay. And it's going to be an elbow through the back by the Dalton United player, which is going to earn the foul and the penalty.
And he is still down, the SSL player.
He has been on the deck, I think, more than he's been in the air, Dre.
Yeah, it's been a rough one for him. But this could be a lifeline for SSL if they're able to convert the penalty.
Trainer there checking on him.
Boy, what a turn of events there. Dalton has been so good in defending against that speed that SSL brings to a match.
It's good to have a trainer there to check on him, make sure he's okay. Looks like he's going to try to get up.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit here. These guys have been playing hard for 2 days straight, and sometimes the body lags behind a little bit. It is a penalty, but it's not converted yet, so still up in the air. We're getting up to the 79th
And this will be
minute.
interesting. Here we're just getting into the 79th, 80th minute. SSL is only down 2-0. A goal here would really make these next 10 minutes very interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a brand new game if they're able to convert here.
He's really struggling off of the pitch.
Yeah. His day may be done.
There is looks.
I do see somebody up on the bench, but they're not warming
But that,
up.
if I can see it, that looks like that's Tovar that's over there standing up, but he was already substituted.
Yeah, he's already out. Yeah.
And it's going to be Brokop that is on the line to take this penalty.
Have they, in fact? I know they had 7 listed, but you're right. I don't see 7 on the bench for SSL.
No, they did not have the amount on the bench. Like, there is one player that is warming up.
Here we go.
And Brokop's able to put that away. And SSL have somehow gotten themselves back into this match. 2-1. Dalton United and SSL. Take a look here.
Brand new game. Very simple conversion here. Did a little bit of a stutter step, but high and to the right. Even if the goalkeeper had guessed right, I don't think he would have been able to reach that.
It's one of those things where it's a very, very small window of actual saving when it comes to penalty takes.
Dalton's still in command, though. But now a little bit more tense. In the atmosphere.
Pressure coming up.
Play on.
Wyndham went down, but he did not receive a call, but Dalton United still in control. That one's going to get knocked out. It'll be a throw for Dalton United. Kapai is back on the pitch. As I don't think there's anybody that can take the spot for him. Here's an opportunity into the box, headed away by Brokop, the penalty taker. Herrera just doesn't get that one right. Costa was caught flat-footed.
Yeah, I think his target had another idea in mind. He started going towards the goal, and the ball was passed behind him.
Ahmed gets us back underway with a short kick, and that one's all the way down here on the edge of the near line. Not able to get it around Herrera the first time, but it's knocked out. It'll be a throw for SSL. Sam coming over to get it.
It's setting up to be a very, very tense last few minutes of this match. If Dalton drop points, it's over for them.
Balder gets us back underway. Brokop. That one didn't get it right. Allows Kuna to move forward. What a great little stab there by Brokop. Be a deep throw.
Come on.
Daniel Benson wanting this to be taken quicker than it is.
Yeah, he's going to get a
and
yellow.
He is going to get a yellow card, Villatoro, for his delay in this match.
And he's going to add that time on, so that was kind of a wasted yellow from Dalton.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you get the warning, you might as well just convert and do what he's asking.
That one bounced all the way through into Ahmed's grasp. Didn't grab it the first time, but he was able to grab it the second time.
Well, I guess, you know, and I said it was over from they lose. I think technically it's not.
Here's Chance Costa. But Gapai right there at the right time.
Couldn't pull the trigger.
Didn't get that pass right, but he lays it off. Seke and Gapai share the pass. Somehow get it over to the far side. Able to control it through two men. Got it forward. Good pass. Costa. Seke. Lays it off.
Nervy for Dalton.
Barrow got it forward. Foul committed there.
A little bit of a break for Dalton.
And I think that was more just elbows out and caught Villatoro in the face. And you're always going to get a stop and play for anything that's in the head region.
So he'll be okay.
Rodriguez gets us back underway. Good long ball headed for a second by Wyndham, but
I don't think he knew much about that.
No, that one was more just right place at the right time, just didn't do anything with it.
Just to get the result he wanted out of it.
Ahmed sends it out, but right into the control of Herrera. 86 minutes we're in, plus stoppage time. Can SSL break the hearts of Dalton United and get a draw out of this match?
Yeah, draw will put them 3 points behind.
Herrera, shot taken right into Ahmed's grasp. Good work by the keeper that time.
Well placed, Ahmed.
Don't forget that It wasn't that long ago that Ahmed came up a limp with a little bit of a cramp, so he's worked through it. Wyndham.
Another SSL player down.
He gets around Brokop. Another one goes down. I think it was Gapai that went down to Costa. Lays it off. Oh, he should have taken that himself.
Take that.
He wasted that opportunity. That would have been the deal for Dalton. Now here comes Costa. Was just on the run, and he was forced.
Terribly missed opportunity. SSL wanted to take that quickly, but one of their own players is down at the other end of the field. And it is a cramp, most likely, as we see him working on him.
And he's feeling it.
Oh, yeah, what an opportunity there for Dalton. A couple of players had an opportunity.
He wants to be subbed, but I don't know if they have anyone to sub him. I even think the trainer coming out has a cramp.
They do have somebody dressed to come in there, though. Yeah, he's done. He's done for the day.
Yeah. Even the trainer was limping onto the field. You know, we talk about it all the time, Dre. Hydration isn't just the day before or the day of. It takes days to be hydrated properly. And indeed, there is your substitution. He's allowed to come on. It'll be a throw for SSL deep in Dalton's territory. Into the box, headed, hit. Mendez is right there. That one just needed a little bit more on it.
That'll make the heart skip a beat for the Dalton supporters. Good opportunity for SSL. And they don't want to drop. I said it was over for them, but it's actually not. So it'll put them at 3 points behind Potros.
And it's number 9, Kabambi, is who came on for SSL. Here's an opportunity cleared away by Brokop. Sent forward. Herrera didn't get it, but Bittencourt was there.
Another goal from Dalton would really be the nail in the coffin here.
That one bouncing off of the 2 SSL players, but Wyndham knocks it out. It'll be a throw. Going back.
Seconds ticking
Balder
off.
gets us back in play. We'll see how much stoppage time we're given.
We are now in the 90th minute.
Coming through, Alejandro. What great cutoff there by Brokop as Wyndham was there. Down the line on that far side.
They got a break on.
Costa. He looks like he's got the most speed of anybody on the pitch right now. Trying to do what SSL does.
SSL vocal support still strong.
Bittencourt is just gonna. That's deflected off of Bittencourt. Sam got it. Bittencourt has it again. Conta trying to force it off of him. Still in play, but a foul going to be committed by Conta on Bittencourt. But it's on the back line.
Good play by Bittencourt to hold off for that. Took some seconds off the clock, and then they remain in possession.
Sent long.
Haven't seen an indication for stoppage just yet.
That ball's knocked out. It'll be a throw for SSL. 4 minutes of stoppage time is what the center official is calling. 4 minutes.
Still plenty of time.
Will Dalton United's hearts be broken with a draw? Here comes Costa. Does not get that pass right to Wyndham. But here's a cutoff by Dalton. Able to control it is SSL. Sent long down the far line. Nice little flick by Costa, but he's not able to get around the Dalton player. Cleared out by Mendez. He sends that to the heavens. Two men fighting, Wyndham and Jallo. Wyndham coming up with it. Oh, gives it to Herrera. Herrera trying to get around the defenders, not able to do so. Lays it off. Shot deflected. And that'll be a throw for Dalton United deep in the final third of SSL.
I knew we would get this type of ending now.
Flicked back in, but controlled by SSL. Saka deflected off. Bittencourt, he goes down hard challenge against Conta. Bittencourt not happy with it. Daniel Benson coming over to have the conversation with him to calm down. Daniel Benson with a fantastic call of today's match. Penalty for both squads. Both of them 100% valid. Costa.
Oh, nice flick over.
Good control of the ball. Costa not able to control that, allows Bittencourt to work through. And he's going to roll that out for a throw, or for a goal kick, excuse me. He didn't even try to control it. He just rolled it out.
I wonder if he had a little bit of a cramp issue because he pulled up just a bit.
Costa lays it off. Over to Kapai. Working around Wyndham.
30 seconds left of the 4.
I figured there might be maybe a few more seconds added with that challenge and conversation that center official had to make. Flicked into the center circle, but a foul committed. There's an opportunity for SSL.
This might be the last opportunity.
I think you're going to see everybody up that can. Brokop is going to send it. He sends it long, but headed away by Bittencourt. And it's going to be a throw. We are past the 94 minutes. SSL given at least one more opportunity as center official looks at his watch. And he wanted him to go, but they decided to delay. They wanted someone else to take it, and he's not going to let them do it. That's it, folks. It ends Dalton United 2, SSL FC 1. They really let themselves down. They had an opportunity there. They should have taken it.
He needed to take it quickly. There's no reason to stop. The 4 minutes had already expired. You know that there's not much left for you to do that. That's a mistake. That's a coaching mistake and a player strategy mistake there.
So that is going to do it for what is week 12 of the Premier Division. We take a look at this week. You look at the scores. Atlanta United with that 4-0 loss to Kalanji. Then they come back and get a 3-3 draw yesterday against Potros. Birmingham losing to Dalton yesterday. SSL winning against UMA. North Georgia falling to Kalanji. And that 0-0 between City and FC Atlanta. Today, you've got the 1-0 for Georgia Athletic, and you have the Dalton United SSL at 2-1. Now we go into the final week of the season. Week 13, we start with Thursday, North Georgia United and Georgia Revolution at 8:30. Dre, remind me with the fact that of the damage with Riverbend Park, is that still slated for Thursday at 8:30?
It is still going to be Thursday. It's at a different location, but the same time.
Okay.
So Riverbend is done for the season.
Yeah,
so
Riverbend suffered some weather damage last weekend. It's done for the season. So North Georgia has that match, 8:30 on Thursday. Saturday, Legends FC at home to FC Birmingham. Atlanta United Academy, FC Atlanta at 4. Kalanji Pro Profile SSL, the Kalanji Derby, 7 o'clock. Georgia Revolution, Potros FC, 7 o'clock. If Potros win that match, they will get to lift the trophy. Dalton United FC, North Georgia United, 7 o'clock. Then we go into Sunday. It will be Atlanta City FC and SSL, UMA FC against Georgia Athletic SC. You look at the table as it stands right now. Potros FC at the top of the table with 26 points. Dalton United, they have 25 points. Kalanji Pro Profile, 24 points. They are all, and then Atlanta United Academy, 19, UMA 17, Georgia Athletic 15. They all are on 11 matches, 1 match to go. Georgia Revolution have a game in hand at 15 points. They have an opportunity to jump up a few steps in the playoffs. Then you have on the outside looking in, FC Birmingham with 13 points, Legends with 11, SSL with 10 with 2 games in hand. They still could somehow find their way, but it would require them to win against Kalanji and then win that final match. Atlanta City with 9 points. They just need to get points to get to where they are not going to get relegated as FC Atlanta. They could seal FC Atlanta's fate as a relegation team with a win next week. Yeah. And they also have, with a win next week, and they have 1 game left.
Yeah, I mean, those teams with a game in hand have an advantage because they can really protect themselves, whether it's going for a playoff spot or fighting against relegation, which is SSL FC, who's going to play another back-to-back weekend of games next weekend. But Atlanta City are teetering here, and they are in danger. So, boy, this is going to be a battle. FC Atlanta, Atlanta City are both desperate now to get a point or more to get themselves out of the quagmire that is the relegation zone.
FC Birmingham, they were sitting in 7th place coming into today. They've been knocked down to 8th with that win for Georgia Athletic. So 100% all in play for some of these teams. So we will see what happens next week. That's going to do it for us here at Atlanta United. Or I should say here at Dalton United.
Stadium.
Excuse me, Dalton Stadium. Dalton. I got everything going. Atlantic Soccer Media Group
a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yes, whole bunch of stuff going on. That's going to do it us for here at ASMG TV. He's been Andre Bomar. I've been Larry Weaver. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For all extra content, look to ASMG's YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great one, everyone.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.